Hey guys, and welcome back to Skizzlecraft. So, as I promised in the last episode, we are heading down to the Chamber of Secrets. Now, I've already showed you guys that we have done the digging out, and now we have the entrance done as well. So the only problem now is we can't actually get back up. The water comes out from this section. And once you're down, you're down. That's going to be the problem. I probably need a temporary way to get in and out. But that's the whole idea, is once you're down here, you have to go through at least the tunnels. And, well, the problem then is you're going to have to fly out. So if you come down here and you've not got wings, we're going to be a little bit stuck, because the way out is... if I can remember, this way. In here, we've got this big open cave area, which is the entrance there. And if we head down here, this is the exit. Because, well, that's how it is in the movie. That comes out here and we fly up into the grounds. That's our exit to the chamber. So I don't know whether I need to move the water up to the very top. In here. Maybe that water should come from here as well. Maybe we can just put a single water stream so we can actually reach this. But then again, even if I put one water stream like right under this block, are we going to be able to get up here? We want to be able to come down the ladder and actually fall. That's the idea. We want that drop. So I don't see any other way of getting up unless I put a separate hole in with another ladder. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I might just leave it that you have to go through to get out. You can't get out this way. That's just how it is. And if you've not got elytra, well, I could do the exit tunnel and just make sure there is at least a way to get all the way up by jumping. I actually think you might have, what's it called, jump boost, which I've got right here. I'm wondering if the jump boost works there, because if it does, then as long as we've got 2 blocks high all the way up, like a 2-block jump thing. Let's see, does it go down? Does it keep it? Yeah, we've got jump boost 2 here, so we can actually do this. So as long as we've got, if we've got this like 2-block jump, as long as we've got a way up where it's 2 blocks all the way up, then if someone does end up coming down here without an elytra, then at least they'll be able to get back up. But that's going to be the last area we do. For now, we need to get started because we've got a lot of tunnels to do and a lot of detailing to do. Now, a lot of these parts here are literally just tunnels with the water running through, but we do have these sections like this, a few different areas we've got a little bit more detailing done. But I think the best thing to do will be starting off to get from that entrance where we were a minute ago down to this section, so at least we can get all the way down to the main tunnel area without taking any damage. Because we can get down this section so far, but we need to get rid of the scaffolding and we need to be able to get down there without taking damage. There we go. So that's the next section done. So this is the part we fall down from the ladder, and I've got it so it actually just flows down from up there. We can fall down here into this section or just go down in the water, and then it's going to flow down even further. I've just blocked it off for now here. It will keep flowing down and it will eventually flow down into this section, which is going to be that little area that's kind of caved in that you see in the movie, where Ron and Lockhart get stuck on one side and Harry on the other. So they're going to get stuck here, and then this will be the way to head to the chamber. So this is going to have a little bit more cobblestone, a little more rough flooring. It's going to be as if there's been a bit of a cave in. We need to do a little bit of lighting in this as well, because I've added this one in. Obviously it looks bright at the minute because we've got the sea lanterns just blocking off the water, but I'm just going to add them in like this because it kind of blends in a little bit better when you've got the water over it. But it's quite dark up there, so I might need to go up and add a light up there as well. But I think we're just going to carry on with this and we're going to work our way through these tunnels a bit at a time. I think I'll start with just the normal tunnels and then we'll go back later and add all the detailing in. So this, I think I actually had this connecting. Yeah, this is going to connect to there, so we're going to be able to go around in a circle, but then I'm going to block this off so you can't actually get through. So that's, we've got iron bars for that, just to kind of block it off. So the water can flow through it and you can see through it. But this is going to be the only way to actually continue from here. And then this section goes round in a square as well, that you can actually get through both sections before we get to the door. So I think once we've got the tunnels done, then we can start working on this detailing a little bit more. So now this section is finally done. I've got to get the water to flow down here, but I'm going to wait until this section is finished as well. But the tunnels are actually done. This section here, I wasn't sure where to waterlog because it wouldn't really make sense if it's going to be flowing down in this direction, but then also flowing in this direction, unless there was like a hole in the top for the water to enter, which, as this is the pathway we need to go, I think it is better just to leave it dry. I mean, I could switch these out for even more mossy ones, as if it's like rusted over and, well, molded over or wherever, but I think it looks fine as it is. I think I just need to add a slab there to make it a bit easier getting up this, but I do have it so you can actually get up. But if we go through here, we've got the tunnels done. It's all lit up, even though it looks quite dark. I've done these little holes in the wall and put sea lanterns like 3 blocks back with the bars in, so it does actually light the area up, but still gives it that little gloomy effect. If we have a look with the mini HUD, you can see our light levels are between like 1 and 9, majority of it. There is a few areas where it's a little bit brighter, especially in the middle where we've actually got lights higher up, but again, they're far enough away that it still gives it this gloomy feeling, which I like, especially as I have my light level on 50%, so it's just gives it a little bit extra atmosphere. So we've got the water going in each direction. We've got these little exits here where the water just flows out and down as if it's going to like different sections of the sewers. I did think about doing more, but I thought this is enough. I don't want people, if people are having a look around, I don't want them getting lost. I actually think I was going to put a water source up here. If we remove that, can I get rid of that block? And that's better. We actually need to waterlog those. If I do that, then this is going to waterlog this. Wait a minute, we need to find the blocks. I don't think I've got any more slabs, that'll do. Right, let's just grab these. Let's replace this one with deep slate. Right, I'm doing this because the problem was I had slabs here, but when I waterlogged these sections and then this section, it filled in these side sections, which are my walkway. So I've had to just add where they join, just make it a full block instead of slabs, and it just stops that whole waterlogging thing. And then we just need to waterlog. we go. That's better. Actually, let's keep that. Pick this up again. There we go. That looks a bit better. Just gives that extra bit of detail instead of it just being a plain wall there. Anyway, we've got these little light sections, which I said still gives us enough light to stop spawns, but without it being too bright. And then this goes, again, I've got another wall here, but I've just added this little grate as if it was flowing out. More water flowing in this direction. We've got another tunnel over here, and this actually goes quite far down. Why has this got bubbles? I have no idea what that's got bubbles. There's no soul sand or magma blocks or anything there. Is that because it goes under the fence? Strange. Anyway, let's just break this one fence. We can go under. This just actually goes down and flows into nothing, but it's as if it flows down into more tunnels, but that's going to be blocked off, so no one's going to be going there and seeing anything. So the most you're going to see is kind of this area. You can't see down to the bottom. And then this way is going to go into the cave, which I've just blocked off with the water for now. This is just going to flow out into nothing. I might just do like a puddle of water down the bottom there. And this is basically going to be filled with stone. It is just going to be plain stone. I might mix in some deep slate and stuff around, well, cobbled deep slate and stuff. But this is just going to be a cave. But I want to get rid of all these blocks. So all the different blocks, all the ore blocks, all the granite, all the diorite, and well, andesite could stay in, I guess. But all these like multicoloured blocks I don't want in. It's just going to be a normal cave because, yeah, I mean, technically I know that is a normal Minecraft cave, but it's not what I think of when I watch the movie. It's what I don't know how the cave is that they get, that they walk through in the movie. So all the ores need to be removed, and all the different coloured blocks, all the diorite, all the granite. That's looking more like a cave area now. I have got a little bit to do here, but there's going to be the wall of the chamber here, so I've got to do that section in a minute. So you won't see that bit here. We've got to actually do the door on this section as well. But, oh, I missed this bit. Let's just get rid of this. Don't know why that sea lantern was there, actually. Oh, never mind. That sea lantern is lighting up in that hole over there, so I think that's right. Let's get rid of the diorite here. I've just got sea lanterns hidden around to light it up enough without it being too bright. So I think all we need to do now is to remove these and let the water flow down on its own. And does that go all the way? I've put a hole in for a sea lantern there, so we need, if we block that it'll flow, but then I can unblock it again. It should continue all the way down. There we go. I might actually get rid of this, let it flow a little bit further. I could actually put another water bucket, or I could put it in there maybe. That's not going to flow any further, is it? Then we can take this down. There we go. I'll have to go fill the buckets up again if I want it to flow down in this section. It would be nice if it went all the way down. So I think, let's just get up here because we've got unlimited water sources. I should have brought more than one bucket with me. Would have been a bit faster, but never mind. If we put that in there, let's just take this one we put here again. Just turn this into an unlimited water source. There we go. If that goes down there, then we can have that back on there. That flows all the way down. There we go. That's fine like that. So there's our water flowing from the sewer. That looks better. So the only thing that's left to do now is this last bit of wall on this section. and the doorway. Now, I've been trying out the doorway. Now, I know it's supposed to have snakes on it, but in the small area I've got to make the doorway, I couldn't make it look good with snakes, so I'm going to make it into an S instead and have that as the doorway, and then we'll see if we can get a little bit of redstone so it opens up similar to we have at the top of the tunnels with the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets in the bathroom. So it just maybe opens just like a too wide doorway so we can walk through into the chamber after that. So I think I have to go grab my redstone box as well, and then we can get the whole thing done. Okay, so we've got that section done and the door done and the wall done, except the redstone, because yeah, I don't redstone. So I'm going to wait till someone can come down and have a look at it and give me an idea the best way to do it. So this is the design we've got. Instead of the snakes, we've got the S. If I wanted it to kind of look like snakes, I would have had to like fill the whole wall. It would have been way too big. I think we've got a little compartment somewhere in here that's not lit up. I'll have to find it in a minute. But we've got this area here. It's supposed to be going out in kind of like the pipe shape again, but as we need space for the redstone, I'm not sure whether it's possible to put most of the redstone just underneath. So we'll wait and see how it works, what we can do before I do any more decorating here. Because if they do need some of this space, which I'm guessing they will for pistons and stuff, we'll have to find a way to cover that up a little bit. But for now, we'll just leave it like that. And if we can't get it so it looks okay, then we can just leave it open. It doesn't really matter. We've got the fun part of the entrance with up in the bathroom with the sink, so I'm not too bothered if that part just stays open like that. But if we head up here, I've made the water flow down a little bit more and stopped it here. So this is the last section of the tunnels we've got to do. So like I said earlier, this is the section where it's covered in rubble and rocks and, you know, as if part of the ceiling fell in, which is why it's so high. I'm going to put some lighting up there as well, but kind of hidden in, similar to what we've done in these areas. You can't really see it from here, but these little sections. And then it's going to be a lot of the same kind of colours we've got in there, but with a lot of cobblestone mixed into the bottom. So maybe I'll get around to doing some armour stands, and I'll put Ron and Lockhart down here in the rubble, possibly. We'll see. That'll be a fun little thing to add in here. But I didn't actually bring any cobblestone down, so we need to head back up, which we have to go this way to get back up. I'm tempted to put an exit into the bathroom as well, because it is kind of annoying having to come all the way down here every time I want to exit. I've not finished the tunnel out here just yet. This is still a rough part, but that's going to be mostly stone and then a bit of the typical blocks we've used for normal terraforming. But for now, we just grab the stuff we need. I think I'll grab some leaves and stuff as well in that section, and get this final little area of the tunnel built. So this little room is now done. We've got the water flowing down into here. We've got all the like cobblestoney bricks as if it's all fell down from up here. I didn't want the ceiling falling down. I wanted it lit up and actually looking nice. So I've done it as if this part has fell down here and caused this hole, which has like collapsed into this little block and then allowed the water to flow in as well. My only thing I don't like here is the fact that I kind of have to come up here to get up here. I mean, I know we've got double jump on, jump boost on. But I don't know whether I should have water flowing out here, but I don't really like the idea, because then I'll have to have it flowing out from up underneath. So I don't know if I need like to make this section one higher, or just to deal with it that I use the double jump. I'll probably end up just leaving it, but I think maybe the tunnel should have been like the floor there should have been like one block higher. But this is the room we've got now. I've got to add some armor stands in here, but I'm going to do that at a later point because I haven't got the heads. I want Ron and Lockhart sat here. So I'll need to go find the skins for them, some decent skins, or get some skins made to get the heads for that, and then make some robes and stuff to fit in with it. And then obviously like Lockhart on the floor, maybe here, and Ron pointing his wand at Lockhart. I think that'll be good to have in this little section just to finish it off. And then I did add a few leaves and stuff. This section here around the water has got more of the mossy blocks, just because that makes more sense near the water. And I just added a few leaves in here to make it a little bit more overgrown as well. I've not done that all the way through, but in this section I think it looks nice. Just adds that extra little bit of detail here. So that is the final room in here done. So the only thing left to do now in this whole section is the redstone for that door, which I think I've got some help with. So I'm going to go in Discord and get my helper to someone to speak to figure out this door, and then we can get it made. I'll need to go get my redstone box as well because I didn't bring an energy chest with me. Now, after much playing around to get this working and not messing up all the time and not like leaving little holes in, we finally got the door working thanks to Bob on the server. I asked if anyone had any ideas for the door, and he had a design that should fit. That just took a little bit of tweaking. So now we have our door that opens to the Chamber of Secrets. So we've got this. The redstone is still visible, but it is going to be hidden behind here. You can see it all there. But when we build this section, the wall is actually going to be on this spot, so it literally fit perfectly. This is the wall for the chamber. So all of this is going to be hidden. We've managed to hide, all the pistons and stuff in this section, apart from the observers here. So I just added the 2 trap doors in, which I think fit fine. And the bookshelf, the lectern and everything is going to be completely hidden. So as long as that bit behind there is lit up, which it is, then once the wall and ceiling and everything in here is done, that'll be completely hidden. And it's just the same as to get in through the bathroom as well. It's just the equipping of armor that triggers it, which is very nice. Now, originally I did put all the blocks on wool, stupidly, because I just like wool for redstone, because if I accidentally punch it, it's not going to insta-break. But I've switched that out for concrete because stupid me forgot that wool stops the signal for the sculpt sensors. So I was like standing here and it wasn't working. I literally had to stand here for it to register, which was a bit annoying. I want to be able to like stand in front of it and see the S when you activate it for it to work, and that works fine now. We switched it out for concrete. So that is the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets done, and that is actually the whole area finished, except a little bit of terraforming in the exit down here. Now I'm still debating whether I should put another exit so we can actually get out the way we came, because that's not really there, but it would be useful because sometimes I'm down here doing stuff. Well, I have been down here doing stuff, and what's that? Oh, I think we've got a spawnable spot. Hi. Let's place a torch down there. Place that back in. There we go. Anyway, I've been working out down here, and every time I want to get up to grab something, I've had to go all the way through up there. So I don't know whether I should just put a little side bit to get back up, just like a ladder or something, but hidden behind the wall somewhere, just so I've got like a single pillar up and hide. Don't know. I mean, I could put in here and just go kind of around a corner and put a ladder that goes up to the top. Let me have a little play around, see how that'll look. Okay, now that's done. So I didn't hide it over here because it came out in the middle of the, well, the outside area, came out onto the grass and everything, but I've actually found a way to hide it down here. You can see it kind of but it does kind of blend into all the shapes and stuff. I could just move a couple of blocks back in places just to seem like it's not out of place that these two are back. But if we go through here, we follow this up, and that gives us a little exit here, and this worked out perfectly because if we go up here, it takes a while to get up, which is why I didn't use a ladder, but this brings us out right here into Mona Mills' bathroom, right in the end one. So that works out perfectly, and I think it's a good idea to have it coming out in the bathroom instead of somewhere else, since that's where the entrance is as well. So we have our little secret exit. I was tempted to just put trapdoors on all of these. I actually might do that. I don't know if I can with this one's got armor stands in the way, so I might not be able to get one in there, but I might actually grab a few more of those trapdoors and put them in all of them just so it doesn't stand out as much. Actually, I think that's a really good idea. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. So all of these have now got trapdoors in. They don't do anything. So if someone wants to come in and look in all of them, they can, but they'll probably look at a couple and just think, oh, there's nothing underneath, that's just for detail. And the very end one is our exit from the Chamber of Secrets. And we can't get in because it's a bubble column. That was also a good thing with it being... It's a bit awkward to get out, though. Might have to see if there's a better way to get out of this. I did get out a minute ago. I jumped a minute ago. There we go. It's a bit awkward, but you can get out. So we can't get down that way. You have to actually go this way in. Obviously, you can get in from the outside, but hopefully that's going to be hidden enough that, you know, it's not really that obvious. So we're going to close this up. And there we go. That is nicely hidden. And the Chamber of Secrets entrance is done and ready for us to build the actual chamber at some point. So I'm not sure when we're going to do that. I know I kind of jump back and forth between different areas, but I kind of want to get a bit more of this done next time. Kind of going down and then up and then terraforming and then more castle, and then maybe we'll do a little bit of interior. I want to actually get the Ravenclaw common room done, which while we're here I might actually show you guys, because the Ravenclaw common room is actually in the tower where we've done the Chamber of Secrets, but further up. Now I have to see if I can remember how to get up there. This place is a bit of a maze. I can't really remember my way around. Ouch. That wasn't much of a shortcut. So if we go in this way, we've got the Gryffindor common room here, and I know the entrance is supposed to be on the 7th floor, but because of how small space we've got in the interiors, it does take up a lot more space, so I've just got it down here. But this way, that's the way up here. So this area is going to be the Ravenclaw common room. We need to build an entrance some way down here. I was thinking of actually blocking this off and having, well, some kind of, I need an eagle statue or something, because you're supposed to answer a riddle to the eagle statue to be able to get in, but there's not a lot of space to do a statue, so we'll figure some out there. We might end up doing either a banner or map art or something like that, but that is going to be the entrance. This is going to be the common room here, and we're going to extend it up to this section as well, and then that gives us, we'll have to block this off. We're going to have, oh no, I was going to do the entrance here. This was going to be the entrance. So this is where I'm going to do the statue, and then that can just be another way out, which is also fine. And then this can be the dormitories, so we can actually split this up into dormitories, which we've not really got space for at the minute. And then this actually goes down, and it works out perfectly because this goes into this study area here, which is full of books, which again works out perfectly for Ravenclaws. So it gives us this little study area here, which is technically not part of the Ravenclaw common room, but it's easy access to it. So we can do the dormitories in this section, possibly go down, I think, no, below us is, directly below us is the corridor to the Gryffindor common room, and above us is the ceiling, so we'll It's not as many dormitories as we've got in the other place, but it's still plenty of space. We can do that as dormitories. That's the wrong way out. And then if we go back over to where we've got the common room, there is... I think there's another space below this, but I can't really remember how to get to it. Or is that out? No, that was this way. This place is like a maze. This section down here, we could also maybe create this into a doorway and make this part of the dormitories as well. So that would work. And then we can just block this section off or add another doorway. It's fine having multiple entrances. I don't really mind having multiple entrances. So we can do this section as some dormitories up here. Build a doorway and maybe have that as a study area, and then up here as the common room, and then through there as more dormitories. So I think that would work. Obviously it's not the same as in the movies, the books or the games or anything like that, but we have to work with what space we've got. My focus is on building the outside properly. That's the biggest problem, is that once you've got the outside done, the space inside is limited. And if I wanted to build the inside properly, then the outside would be absolutely huge. It would be like 10 times the size we've got it now, which is already taking long enough. But I need to go sleep out and I need to get more rockets. That really didn't work. And now I've got no more rockets to get back up. There we go. That's much better. I've got plenty of rockets to fly around again. But I think for today, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to take a break from building. I'm going to relax and rest my arm because, you know, it's starting to hurt. And I'm going to enjoy our new section of the build. And I really like doing this. I really like changing the block palette up a little bit and make it a little bit more, well, this kind of dirty, slimy kind of sewerage style. Because I don't really use this. I usually try and make it look as pretty as possible. And this, I was trying to make it look good, but dank, if that's the correct word, and I really do like how it turned out. So I can't wait to get the rest of the chamber built so we can actually walk through, we can open the doorway and we can enter into the Chamber of Secrets. It's going to be so much fun. Can't wait to get that done. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked the video and I hope you think the build so far is going well. Let me know what you think in the comments down below and hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed, and keep up with my series on Skizzlecraft. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you all next time.